At this point, we have made it to the village. We've got all of our stuff done. And now we need to start focusing on our survival leveling. A survivalist, in my opinion, is someone that over time will be able to fend for themselves. I see so many of these level 20s, 30s, 50s even, and going up, that they only specialize in one particular trade skill, or they only specialize in one particular weapon, or they only, and so they're always having to, can somebody sell me this? Can somebody make me this? A survivalist is someone, he's basically he or she is basically a Renaissance person. They're able to do it all. Okay? Now, in some cases, you may not be able to do all of it 100%, especially initially, but you're able to do it all when you get to a certain point that you're able to sustain and supply for yourself. You may want to buy materials or something to move that forward. You may want to sell materials and so on to get currency to do things. That's fine. But a survivalist should be able to pick up any weapon and use it effectively. They should be able to take and harvest, mine, lumber, whatever. They should be able to cook, leatherwork, the whole gambit. That is a survivalist. That's what we're aiming for in this particular stretch of series. So the survivalist series is we're going to go through in fairly detail in some aspects. It's going to be, jumpy because I'm not going to video 200 hours of stuff that you've got to sit and watch through. I'm going to give you the highlights. But the first thing you need is you need to make a bookmark to newworld-map.com. This is going to come in very useful for you later. Do not use a mapping system or an app in New World that allows you to access this information or shows you where the players are or any of that, because you will be in violation of TOS and you will eventually be banned. And I hate to see people, they do this and then they get up to level like 50, 60, they put all their effort and everything, hours and hours, and then they're banned and they got to go back by the game all over again and start all over. If you have money and time to waste, that's your call. However, you will eventually get banned. It happens all the time. So, New World dash, or what we call a minus sign, map.com. In here, we can show our cities, we can show our forts, we can show our regions, and our, okay, I want those areas for that. Once I have those areas, I can now come through, and if I'm looking for ores, I can look for the particular ore. These are alphabetical, they are not by level. So you would start with iron, then you would go to silver, then you would go to gold. Okay, you can always do the research and find out which mineral or whatever, plant or whatever that you need at a particular level. It will show supply chest. Some supply chests and so on will drop particular crafting items that you will need later. Where all the documents are. That becomes very useful because you can retrack all those documents, find them, and documents give you experience points. So all of it's here. New World dash, or what we call a minus sign, map.com. And I highly suggest that you bookmark that. I have it in my New World games. And we'll continue from there. So here we are. First thing I want to do is check my map. I'm in Windsward. This is where all the stuff's going to go. If you start in Monarch's Bluff, you can do it the same way. It's just the resources and everything's going to be in different locations. So if you start here, you'll be able to follow me around and be able to do it easier. This guy is going to be our main marker point, but we're not going to start the quest. Remember, we're doing survival mode at this point. Survival mode means we want to get our gear stats and everything up and we're not really focusing on leveling. Leveling's going to happen naturally. So the first thing we need to do to get this started is get 5 pieces of flint. And it's all these rocks laying around here. You just need to find one that you can interact with. And we need 5 bushes. Each bush should give us 1 to 2 pieces. There we go. Then we're going to come up here to this tower, and there's a fire. And we're going to craft. First thing we're going to do is we're going to craft 1 of each of these. So I only needed 4, not 5. I got ahead of myself. I was thinking of a fishing pole, and we won't need the fishing pole for a while. There we go. Next thing we're going to do is open our inventory. We're going to drop that. We're going to drop that, and then we're going to left mouse click, double left mouse click, and equip those items. There, we're done. That's it. Now we're going back to this guy. And what we're going to do is right here, if you're in Monarch's Bluff, there's a big rock here. And you want the ship behind the rock. Since we're in Windsward, there's no rock. We're going to head straight out toward the ship. And we're going to equip, in this case, my bow, because that's my primary weapon. I'm going to run up here, and I'm going to get this area. And work my way up to the big boulder in the back. You'll notice I got points for my spear. That's because it is equipped on my back. It's not just sitting in my inventory. So I get some points for that even if I'm not using it. This will help you level that spear much faster. And then I'm going to make it up to this rock. And behind the rock, we've got more stuff to kill. Oh, come on. There we go. Now, once we kill him, we're going to come down because we made our sickle. Now we can harvest these herbs. The herbs have about a 5 to 10 minute respawn rate. So we want to keep an eye out for when those come back up. And then we're just going to continue this, collecting up gear, drops, anything like that. Until we're level 10 with the bow. Now we're not looking at player level. We're looking at weapons level. Here. Go ahead, pop that up. We'll pop that up. See, we picked up so far 3 points for the bow and 1 for the spear. And we just happen to have the spear hanging on our back. So that's going to come in useful for us later. I already know what I want to put into this, so that's something that you're going to have to decide for your play style. You see that little green over there? That's a drop. I missed my jump. Nothing useful.
Hang on, I have to find a headset that can work with my phone.
All right.
Let me find my earbuds. Sure.
So we're now at bow level 10. When it clicked that, it also moved me to spear level 6. So we're good on that. Now we need to go collect gear. So right now we picked up a 3 dexterity and a 3 dexterity bow, which is really crappy. We picked up a nice life staff, which we'll use later. And this is a 6 and 6, but I've got to be a high enough level to use it. There we go. And that moved me up to a level 5 in the process. So now we're going to move out of here. We're going to go to another spot. And try to get some gear. The way we're going to do that is we're going to move back down over to here. And what you want to find is the infected cave. Now the infected cave in Windsward, if I can get it over here, is going to be somewhere right along this area here. I'll have to get over there to be sure, but I think it's right along here. You got to enter right around here somewhere. That may be it right there. And we're going to go over there. So we're going to fight our way through here. And we're going to pick up some stuff. Got one there. We're going to run up here. Here. Another one hidden over there. I want to come up here. Then we're going to come underneath here. Then over to here. Then we're going to collect this. I'm going to come here. Then we're going to go to the right and up. Oh, currently we played about 1 hour and 8 minutes. Back over here is a chest. We're going to grab it. Useless. Let me see. No herbs up here. Yep, we're still collecting our herbs. This guy has an aggro area, so we've got to just ignore the mobs. You want to take him out as fast as possible. Don't let him push you too far back, or he will retreat on you. And that seems all that he's going to drop. So we're going to come up, we're going to go out. And then we're going to call it here for the night. Total play time is 1 hour 12 minutes. And we're already a level 5, and we've got our gear scores up. We've got our weapon mastery on our bow filled out for all the basics. We've already leveled up an additional 6 levels in the spear. And that's where we're going to call it for this one, and we'll pick it up in a minute.